So, we're going to talk about what it takes to be me. I feel ridiculous saying that. But after posting the other day, after posting about not going to the gym for about 2.5 months, I had a lot of questions. And I was kind of surprised, but I don't know. I'm always surprised when we do something and then people are like asking questions and like wanting to watch us. It's kind of weird to me. Anyway, so after getting questions about that post and why I hadn't been to the gym and like what's been going on, and why did I take a break, I figured I would just do kind of a little hop on here and tell you what it takes to be me, what my life looks like, and why I took a break from going to the gym. What it takes to be me is basically just a bunch of drugs. Kidding, but not really. I do not advise just doing drugs. Let's make that clear. But I'm not really kidding, I guess, because like I've got my antipsychotics. Let's be real. Let's talk about that. My mental health has struggled quite a few different times, and I've had to take something to just level me out because being an enhanced athlete really does enhance everything, and your mood swings are one of them. So even when I'm not on a cycle or building, I still do have to take my meds because I kind of have to always take them once you start taking them. And then some mushrooms sprinkled in here and there because you got to keep the depression away. Like, the meds are just for the manic panic things. The mushrooms are for the depression. So, but what else does it take to do? So I took time off from the gym because I really was struggling with my depression and some of my meltdowns and not knowing kind of my direction. I have realized, so it was really interesting seeing the different stages in prep as you go and the different mental states that you have as you go through them. Because the first time I started prep, I was always looking at everyone else, comparing myself to everyone else, and really scared of the whole process. The second time, I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I focused on myself. I knew what needed to be done, and I had enough of other things to keep me just, this is my routine. So I knew that I got up, I did my steps, I went to work, I worked, and then would go to the gym, had all my meals made. Like, everything was bang, 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 bang. Like, the routine was on point. But now, with my life kind of changing again and moving out of research, I'm still doing my writing. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm still doing research, just not in a traditional sense. So, but moving out of doing traditional research to having our own company and trying to learn and navigate how to do that and balance the gym and not really having a schedule really was hard for me. It was good for a bit because I was really busy, and so I didn't have to deal with the immediate change. I didn't have to process it. I just kind of dissociated with it and kept doing me. But eventually you burn out. You dissociate so much that you kind of eventually see what's happening. Something slows down and you have to deal with those emotions. And I did not deal well. I had a really bad meltdown and I actually broke my hand. So that took me out of the gym for an additional extended period and threw me into even more of an emotional state that I was not really prepared to deal with. Because I was freaking out because I didn't have enough to do. And then I broke my hand and I had nothing to do because I broke my right hand and I am right-handed. So I couldn't do anything. I can't really do anything. I'm just getting back to be able to do some things. But I've had to wear my brace for the last 3 weeks, which really sucked. So I had to stop. I was still doing my cardio. I was still doing the mandatory things because that's one of the things that it takes to be me. One of the things that you keep in your routine. Yeah, I can't write right now. Yeah, I can't go and lift heavy at the gym right now. Okay, what have I built into my routine, my habits that I can still do that give me something because I can't just lay in bed all day. Well, I at least have two dogs that need to be walked. So every day, minimum, no negotiation, I get up 8,000 steps before my morning coffee. Get up, take the dogs out. I usually do it at sunrise because it's nice and cool, and I'm not a heat person. I do not like the heat, and that is another thing that contributed to my mental health. I'm definitely the opposite of most people. Like, they get seasonal depression because they haven't seen the sun and it's cold and they just want to stay inside. No, no, no. I'm the opposite. If it's hot and it's a sunny day, I want to be inside in a basement on a cement floor where it's nice and cool and dark. I do not want to be out in the sun. I glow in the dark. Like, I do not tan. I burn. It hurts. I don't like the heat. I do not like the heat. I take cold showers. The only exception to that would be like if you're boiling a frog. I will go into like a dry sauna with a book and not realize how hot I've gotten until all of a sudden I'm like, holy shit, I'm dying. So that's the only exception. But sorry, I'm rambling, getting a little off. So my 8,000 steps a day is the minimum because on average, if you're just puttering around, you can do about 2,000. So, and 10,000 is your goal, is what you're supposed to kind of get to be moving enough to kind of keep your energy burning. Science stuff, things that my coach tells me that I go, okay. But 10,000 steps a day is just kind of your minimum. So I do 8,000 before my coffee every day. Non-negotiable. I could still do that. I did that. What else does it take to be me? Well, I get up, walk the dogs, have my coffee. A lot of people also, I think, judge women who get fillers but also look at a lot of their pictures, or they'll use Snapchat and Instagram filters because they want to look that pretty. But bitch, you can look that pretty. It's called Botox and filler. Like, I'm not gonna lie, to be me, you need Botox and filler. To help with my depression and my self-confidence, because I was really slipping into that, and not going to the gym for so long was really harping on my self-confidence. So I went and got some filler. I noticed in my face in here was starting to kind of droop a bit. It happens with age. I am getting older. I'm not 18 anymore. We're gonna age. Sure, you guys can tell me that I looked good before. I know, blah, blah, blah. But it's one of the things that it takes to be me, is some filler. I got a little bit into my jaw, which helped tighten this up. I fucking love it. It made the world of a difference to me. I've had my lips done. They were done years ago now. And I've had Botox throughout, sprinkled out, because that comes and goes. I prefer my fillers like every couple of years just to help tighten things up over Botox, because I find that with Botox, my metabolism is too high, so it doesn't last like 3 months worth, so it's not really worth getting. I can deal with the fine lines and wrinkles. I just don't like the sagging of my face. Obviously, I don't want to overdo it. Some of you might be like, oh, she overdoes it now, because you now know that I have it done. But you know what? I said it before, say it again. If you don't like it, don't watch. I think it makes me look cute. I really like it. It's made me have some self-confidence, and it allowed me to get my ass back in the gym, because I am so scared of being in the gym. Because I am so scared of my potential. Because whenever I set my mind to something, I get it done. I get scared along the way. Like, it's like climbing a mountain. This is the perfect analogy for me with my life. So climbing the mountain, you're always looking up. You're always going up. You're not looking behind you to see how far you've come. Well, at least I don't. If I'm on a hike, I'm like, fucking let's see how fast we can get to the top. And it's a race. Get to the top, and then you realize you're at the top, and you go, holy shit, it's really high up. Holy shit, there's a cliff on the side of me. Oh my god, I need to sit down. I'm freaking out. What just happened? Why did I do this? And then you gotta start going down, and you calm down as you go down, but it's the same idea with a goal. I always get so set on the end goal that I do all the work, I rush through it, I focus and just hyper fixate on it, and then I get it done. But then I realized I've got it done, and now shit, what do? I don't know what to do now. I've accomplished my goal. As long as I keep moving a goalpost, but then I never accomplish the goal, so I never have to stop looking. But I set some goals, I accomplished them, and now I'm looking around going, the fuck do I do? And that was hard. Like, no wonder women get postpartum depression. Like, you're focused on this goal of having this baby. You have this baby, and you're now like, the fuck do I do with this thing that's sitting there crying, shitting? I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be calling my mom every 5 seconds to be like, this thing's making a noise. Is this normal? Like, I don't have to call my mom every 5 seconds because I don't have something that I'm like, this thing's making a noise. Is this normal? But the things I have to ask if this is normal are questions that I have to ask to my coach, because we're working on it for it. So he has to keep in the know of what my body's doing and how it's reacting to certain things. And that includes my mental state. And so he works with me through all of that, and it is amazing to have that. Not all coaches are like that. Total disclaimer, not everyone needs a coach like that. Having someone who works on mental health, you might not need that right away in your coaching. Like, that's a longer term. We'll talk about that in a different episode. Sometimes people just need someone to be like, get your ass off the couch. Fuck your mental health. Go out for a walk. We'll deal with your mental health once you can get some consistency in your life. But what else does it take to be me? Because, so that's one of the things I wanted to talk about with the Botox, the filler, is that because I've had that done, I don't have to wear a lot of makeup. My morning routine, 5 fucking minutes. I don't want to deal with it. Yeah, I have Botox and fillers, so I don't have to put on a shit ton of makeup, clog up all my pores, make it even worse, and have to wear more makeup. Because that's a vicious circle. Like, hormonal acne does suck, and you try and cover that up sometimes, but you try not to, because then it makes it worse and blah, blah, blah. But I get my face done, so I feel confident enough that I don't have to wear makeup. My eyelashes, girls, you go and you spend hours and hours and hours and so much money getting your eyelashes done. Get yourself a kit off of Amazon with some bonder, some seal, glue those fucking things on, and call it a day. They will last you a week. You'll spend 10 minutes gluing them on, and you've just saved yourself time and money. Like, come on. Like, you want to be pretty, but we've got a budget. Don't waste your money. Sorry, any eyelash techs out there, you're going to be mad at me for saying this. But girls, don't waste your money going and spending $100 on getting your eyelashes done and wasting an hour having someone put each individual one on. You cannot do anything while you're getting your eyelashes done. You can't look at your phone. You can't really you can have phone calls, but you can't move, so you can't do shit while you're sitting there, laying there. You're actually supposed to lay down. It made me super uncomfortable. Hated it. Won't ever do it again. I'll do my own eyelashes. Thank you very much. But you can save a lot of money doing that. And eyelashes is really all you actually need to make yourself feel a little bit more confident. Like, if you wear a shit ton of makeup normally, then it's going to take a minute to adjust to more of a normal look. But that little bit of a lash is, I think, more than enough. It's more than enough to just be able to take me to the grocery store. Even if I'm just going out quickly and I don't have my lashes on, like I haven't put them on for the week or something, because I'll usually do that as like a Monday thing to set myself up for the week. Don't eat that. Don't look at me after you eat that. Sorry, Bruce is sitting here chewing one of his teddies. He just ate the ear off of it, and now he's sitting here looking at me like, well, what did you expect me to do? Anyway, I'll just throw on some mascara, because that little bit of a lash just makes your eyes pop, and I think it looks good. Next is hair. These are just clip-in extensions now, because it's a lot easier for maintenance, a lot easier to just be able to take them out, put them in. They take me 30 seconds, and I feel better about it. Like, you don't need to do high maintenance things to look high maintenance. There are some expensive investments, but what's your return on that investment? Are you going to spend $100 plus and an hour wasted on getting your eyelashes done, or are you gonna spend 15 bucks on a set of lashes at like, and I'm saying a kit because you can get like a bunch of little lashes plus the bonder and the sealer and the removal on Amazon for like 15 bucks. That's what I did. And spend 10 minutes on a Monday morning to set yourself up for the week. Your return on that investment is way bigger than it is for you to waste time and money getting your lashes done that are gonna last you maybe 3 weeks if they're done well, because your lashes do grow, then they fall out, you sleep on them, blah, 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 and then you gotta go and do it again. Like, 6 weeks tops, but by that time, they look like shit. So, and I can say that because I've had them, and they start to fall out, and then you just see the girls with, like, 1 or 2 randomly really long lashes, and you're like, whoa, what's happening? So, it's that saying, don't go broke trying to look rich. You don't need to walk around with a Louis Vuitton bag to look like you're rich. If you can't afford it, then that's fine. Even if you can afford it, you don't need to have one. Like, if that is your life goal, then go for it. But what else does it take to be happy? A lot of coffee. White monsters. There's one of 2 things you will see me with. Free, but really you don't see me drinking my 4-liter water all of the time. You usually see me with my Starbucks cup or my White Monster. And that seems to be my staples. I got a lot of White Monster memes sent to me. I love all of them. I might not watch them right away, but I love all of them. And now your phone has seen this, so you're gonna start seeing White Monster memes. Sorry, not sorry. I will compete again. When? That's up in the air right now. We do definitely need to take a step back and work on my mental health. Take a breather, because it's okay. One of the things that I've recently reminded myself of is I've been doing this for 5 fucking years. I have been competitively working out for 5 years. This didn't happen overnight. It's been a long journey. I started at over 200 pounds overweight, and I right now am walking around on average at about 157. My stage weight was 136, just for so like I'm not crazy high up. I definitely didn't yo-yo like I did the first time, which is good, but that's a learning curve. Potato. One of the other things that I've kept consistent in being me is my cardio. I have done 20 minutes of cardio. I've got the spin bike at home. I'm sure you guys have seen my Instagram reels or stories. I think I've made a couple posts of me on the spin bike. Always potato. Don't eat that. That is not, hey, come down there. So cardio is another thing that it takes to be me. 20 minutes a day on the spin bike. Honestly, I usually just sit and scroll through my phone at that time, because how many of us waste hours just scrolling through Instagram or scrolling through YouTube videos, watching this? Like, you could be sitting on the spin bike or walking on a treadmill or on an elliptical while you watch this, right? I should start making these exactly like 20 minutes so that way you guys are forced to watch this for 20 minutes. Hopefully you're not like me and watch everything in like 1.75 speed, because then you wouldn't have enough, but then you can just scroll Instagram, like the extra 5 minutes that you're gonna have. But you're not doing anything anyways, so you can sit on whatever that is. Do your cardio while you watch this. So that's another thing that it takes to be me. Food, I'm pretty good with what I eat. I like to eat the same thing over and over again, and I feel like I definitely have it easier with food being just me and Brandon to really feed versus having to feed a family, because like having to feed kids, they're not going to want to eat the same thing all the time, and those little shits like to eat things that taste good. Like, I like my yogurt meal, it tastes good, but man, dino nuggets and matzo sticks, I'm having to feed my kids that shit. I want that. Like, that's hard. That's harder. So that's a nice thing that I will say that I have a luxury of not having kids. I will say it is a luxury to not have kids. Like, preach all you want, but kids ruin everything. There is a show about it. It is hilarious. You love those things. I love my dogs, and they still drive me nuts. So that is the closest relation I can have to the fact that your kids probably drive you nuts. At least, like, and you got those things for the rest of your life. Those things don't go away. You gotta deal with them, take them with you. They have paperwork you have to deal with. Like, you gotta put them in schooling. I just take my dogs for a walk. It is a luxury to not have kids. Whoever sold you the idea of having kids was a good idea is mentally ill. Like, you think I'm crazy? No, no, no. Whoever told you to have kids was batshit. They probably had kids, knew that it was a con, and needed to con you to feel better about themselves. That is one of those things that where people will sabotage you. Everyone will say that, oh, you need to have kids, you need to have kids, you should have kids. No. The only reason they're telling you that is because they know how miserable they were when they had kids, so they're going to tell you to have kids so you can be miserable with them. Misery loves company. Having kids, not having kids, is a luxury. It is amazing, and so many more people should not have kids. And I'm saying that because a lot of people shouldn't be breeding either. This is a good one. I'm funny. Another thing that it takes to be me that I really don't think get shared a lot of. I really don't think I post like any of it, or it's hard to share, not because I just don't like talking about it, but it's just awkward, is stretching. Like, I have a yoga wheel, and like I have a whole little setup over there. Like, we have the dog toys, and then we have Shoney stretching stuff where I'll just like roll around on the ground, because stretching is definitely underrated. Doing your vacuums is something that's needed, and that's another, well, I'll do that for hours, because in the evenings, while we're watching TV, I'll just be rolling around on the floor like a kid. like you know those kids that you put in those little like jumperoo things, and they're just sitting there like having a great time? That's me on my yoga wheel, just rolling around watching TV. It's like, what else are you doing? It's, again, it comes down to what else are you doing? Why don't you optimize your time? So I have learned to optimize my time. And me and Brandon love to watch TV in the evenings after the day's done, and watch Big Brother or Below Deck. Throwing you under the bus, Brandon, sorry. But we like our dramas. We like our TV bullshit. We do watch things like Alone, and I don't know, what are some of his other shows? Whatever other shows that we watch. But we'll watch things like that, and I'll just roll around on the floor doing my stretching. Because what else am I doing? I'm just sitting on the couch. Like, I might as well be optimizing my time. Again, that comes back to, like, everything I do, I try and optimize. But, like, why wouldn't you? If you can do extra without doing extra, you might as well. And I've just been enjoying that right now. I've been enjoying a little bit of a slowdown. I've had to learn how to enjoy a slowdown now. It was something that Brandon and I actually argued about a bit in the beginning of our relationship, is that I was always go, 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 and he just wanted to stop sometimes. And I did not understand what that meant. I didn't understand what it meant to slow down. I just always thought you were supposed to be working. But I now have the privilege to slow down. This is the point where you work. That was the thought goal earlier. I've worked so hard that that's the goal, is you work hard so that you can stop. And a lot of people are stuck in working 9 to 5s, and then they have their weekends, which they now have to catch up on all of their life things, like running around doing the grocery shopping, getting laundry done, cleaning the house, because they didn't have time during the week. And so you don't have time to slow down. But now that I have time to slow down, I had to process everything, deal with my shit, and enjoy this. I now have the privilege as me to slow down, because I've achieved those goals, but now I'm looking around going, now what? As someone who's very goal-oriented, as someone who's very goal-oriented, it was hard to not have a goal to accomplish. And while training and competing again, is a goal, it's not at the expense of my mental health. And I'm going to enjoy my life along the way. So when I compete again, I don't know. I want to travel. I'm really excited to travel and just see things. And being a pro level bodybuilder is hard to do that, or trying to get your pro card is, while doing that is hard because you still have to go to the gym. Like, the gym becomes a huge part of your life, like hours. But my goal now is to just be happy. So what's it take to be me? It takes living in a house full of dog fur and having a camera that's now sideways because my dog hit it with his tail. You wouldn't believe that I've already got my 8,000 steps and they haven't even had caffeine this morning. Don't chew the cord. They're just showing off to the camera now. Don't chew the cord. Get your teddy.
Get it, Boost. Get it.
Good boy. Here you go.
What? Where you go, Wiener? Get it, Wiener.
Oh, Boost bit his tongue. Good girl. Did you bite your tongue? This is my life. And it took slowing down to realize that you gotta want what you have to be happy. And I have everything I want. Yeah, I did mushrooms the other day. You can tell that I'm happy.
I know.
So we'll get back into the gym. We'll keep working at it. But we're also gonna work on just being happy. Right there?
Yeah. We're gonna just be happy. Happy.
Mm-hmm.